I think it might be an organization thing. Just there's
Yeah,
a lot of energy there. I just feel like it needs to be focused correctly, and
that
that's
is
what.
exactly. You hit it right on the.
Well, that's the thing is what I'm commenting right now in the
Yeah.
chat. I'm gonna say get them at Andrew, right? I wonder if Andrew took get him, Andrew. Yay.
Okay, guys. So basically, what we're talking about here is people
Check that fool.
losing, either doubting, Yang's campaign due to low poll numbers.
I'm really not down to Andrew.
I
Yeah,
know.
I'm down to
Dude,
I know.
Like some people that think they're running some things are kind of like,
dude.
you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like
so I sent the tweet that Cord. Okay, so I'm not gonna mention right what I was mentioning before.
Oh, that's fine.
Right, but I sent some important people in the campaign to say, look, this tweet is not okay, and like, hey, like fix this crap now.
Okay.
Right, you guys know about it. HQ knows about it. Fix it.
yeah.
And the thing is I hope that they take action. But let's go back to losing faith. Okay, if you lose faith in Andrew Yang and the message and what we're doing, that's on you, right?
Mm.
So you're either with the team, whether we've like the thing is if I take up a fight, the only way I'm getting off the field is on a stretcher or in victory. Right?
True that.
Yeah. I'm not leaving. The only way I'm leaving is on a stretcher, right?
Okay.
Or with my hands raised in victory.
Okay, so it's quite clear. Listen, like obviously I'm on the same boat because I literally am dedicating my time 100% to all of this. Okay, like
I think we all have, man.
Yeah, all of us are poor as fuck. We're doing everything.
Do this shit like it's my job.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
For livelihood, more or less, too. Now.
Yeah. Yes. And the reason why this is so much different than like the election in 2015/2016 is one, Trump is in office, so people are more aware of or more keen into politics. Okay, for good or for bad, that is the truth that he did make people more aware of that. And then second of all, there are times, especially with the jobs, technology, education, our environment, everything is getting so shitty so fast, and like people are like, okay, I think in gun violence, people are really like, we have to do something. Okay, that's one other thing. So I find it so interesting that it seems like in the Yang Gang, a lot. You're right, Matt. It comes down to organization, which understandable.
Well, put it this way. I feel like we're like a new football team, and we're getting out there and we're freestyling it, and it worked for a while.
Yeah.
And now the more established teams are regrouping, and they're adjusting to all our like tactics and shit. So it's like we got to start calling some new plays. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because they got tape on
them. We got to update the playbook.
Shit on these motherfuckers, like.
Yeah,
they got and they got tape on us, right? They got tape on our tendencies and what we do. So here's the thing: we got to ratchet this shit up. We got to ratchet this shit up to the point where, like, that's why when I shot that live, I was like, look, if you got a big idea, like, unload that shit now, right? Stop waiting. Like, I hear ideas all the time, right? And I'm like,
that shit in action.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you like? Okay, what's your action plan? And what's step one? All you need to do is break down your idea into 10 steps, right? Or 40 steps. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So all you got to do, right, is get what is step one and start digging the ditch.
Yeah, it's just a matter of who knows which step is step one. Some people, you know what I'm saying? Some people like everybody thinks step one is different, and I'm like, it's too many Indians and not enough Chiefs. You know what I'm saying?
And the reason why, a lot of people don't have either the confidence or the ability.
A lot of people, this is their first time doing it.
Exactly.
I can't blame them.
Exactly. It's their first
I
time.
This shit like 10 years ago. I'm a little bit older, so it's like
rock on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the process of it. It's like, all right, you need to set up the offices. All right, here you do the phone banking. All right, this part, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand those stages of an election, like, because you know, Barack Obama got a young black college student like me very excited. So I learned all about this shit, and they're like, and I can understand their excitement because they're going through it. But Barack Obama had like a serious ground game. Like, he had offices already like set up like way in advance, you know, like in leadership in those offices. So Andrew Yang's playing catch up a little bit.
He is playing catch up. And so I think most of the people that were like, I keep hearing people that worked for Bernie back in the day, like they're like, yeah, Bernie was technically bigger, you know, like when it comes to like his presence, his political presence, obviously, because he had a political.
I was gonna say Bernie couldn't beat Hillary.
But yeah, the enthusiasm is not as much.
I don't even understand.
Yeah, but the enthusiasm is not as big as Yang has right now. So that's the difference, right? So you're right. We have the energy. It's just like spinning.
I feel bad. I did Tully wrong.
Oh no. He's not. No. Okay. Here's the thing.
No.
You didn't do Tully wrong, did you? What happened, man?
No, because in the chat, right, I said, get him at Andrew Yang. Check that fool. LOL.
Wait.
Right?
I just...
Oh, that was who you were telling Tully to get checked? Oh.
No. Okay, no. It was
Tully's
Tom.
gonna be...
Hey, Tom the connector, right?
Oh.
Put the mathematician is talking about it too, right? Shaving with Tully, right? I'm losing hope. I don't think Yang has a shot anymore. Can somebody tell me why I'm wrong? And then he put,
it's too early for that shit. You got to wait until at least the first state verdict. At least until Iowa. Motherfuckers can't give up until Iowa and New Hampshire and shit.
He put his YouTube video out there, right? And then Andrew Yang said, "Keep your head up, brother. We have."
Whoa!
But
wait,
Tully,
Andrew Yang responded to Tully.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he did.
Andrew Yang responded and said, "Keep your head up, bro." And it may not be Andrew; it may be one of his
staff.
My
god!
The thing you gotta look at about Tully is actually newer Yang Gang. Like, he's new blood. Like I've been Yang Gang for a minute. Tully just jumped in the game and he got a lot of love on his videos. So you know what I'm saying, he's all passionate about it. He wants to see the momentum go up, and now he's realizing that the momentum is a little bit stagnant right now, just a little bit. It's just because we got all this money and we don't know what to do with it yet. We don't have a structure for this shit right now.
And here's the point I tried to comment. I commented on that video, and here's what I said. I was like, as content creators, we are one of the bigger voices of the Yang Gang, and a lot of people go to our content for the news and updates and our opinions and whatnot.
And ideas, like organizing ideas, yeah.
Yes. So if one of us content creators, let's just say there's a bit of a Yang Gang who look up to Tully. Now they see that video, and now what he's just done, he's planted the seed of doubt within those people that go to his content. So what I was basically saying, like, hey, we need to, like, this is the wrong move, like, we need to still, it's not over until
the thing is, when you do a video like that, that's like a reality check video. But at the end, you gotta like do something to like make it sweet at the end. Like,
you gotta do like an action.
You be like, this is situation is going a little sour. Let's regroup this shit and let's go. You know, like
you gotta do it. You gotta do an actionable. Right?
Yeah, nobody likes that negative Nancy type shit. That's like we're losing and we're not gonna do shit about it. It's like, nah, motherfucker, you're losing. Don't call yourself a loser.
Yeah,
that's how you lose.
No, we don't.
We
don't.
Michael Jordan is like, it's halftime. We're losing. I don't think I'm gonna play the rest of this game. Michael Jordan's like, fuck that. I'm gonna get out there and crush these fools next half.
Yeah.
By the way, By the way, Fred, I think you're frozen because you're probably on Twitter or something right now. So
No, I was actually in the chat. I was in the chat saying head up, shoulders back, Tully.
Right. He's currently engaging in it right now.
I'm gonna text him. He needs to get up in.
This is all live.
I wish he need to get up in this.
He's probably busy. But I'm gonna tell him.
Tully.
Okay. This is my devil's advocate.
This is fun, man. I was hoping when I put out that Kanye West video that all the Yang gangers would tweet it at Kanye West, and he would have to say if either he was on Yang's side or not. Because if he said not, everybody thought that was going to be a negative, right? No. All the black people mad at him for supporting Donald Trump right now. So they would be like, oh, well, Andrew Yang's kind of like poking fun at him. It would kind of like curve a lot of Kanye fans into Andrew Yang. Like,
yeah,
we should have did that.
Yeah.
And if he did say yes, then we would have got all his fans. And that would have worked. It's a win-win situation. We should do stuff like that. Like targeted friendly cyber attacks. Like I wanted to shower Kanye with love. So
that's what I've been wanting to do.
Kanye's a little special. If he hears all that love, he might be like, yeah, because he's mad at the negative treatment he gets right now.
Okay, like I've been wanting to do this for a while now. This is partially why I do understand why it's like shit, we can't get our stuff together, because there's a couple of people that I want us to, if we have keyboard warriors, there's a lot of people that are on Twitter. I understand you don't want to do things up in person. Like I said, it may be your first time doing anything political. So people are more comfortable online talking to like a Bernie supporter, or like trying to be in these whatevers. But if we want to be productive, go outside of our box and go to like a Snoop Dogg, account, or go to a Gary Vee, or go to people that are not exclusively political, and kind of like coerce them, like, hey guys, like Yang is not just about the UBI. Here's a policy that affects. Like,
I notice sometimes political nerds don't realize how much influence that entertainment people have.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's like my channel.
Like some entertainment people drop videos and they get like millions of views in a day, and most of these political.
Dude, that's why I was trying to get the guy from Valuetainment, Patrick Bet David, right?
Now you're black, Fred.
I turned the light
right now.
I turned the lights out.
We're at work, honey. Can we please? What the
lights?
I have my ring light now, and I just like get this stuff. Come on.
Oh man.
Hey, I'm here's the thing, like
I hate you so much.
I wanna have sex with y'all, but only with the lights out.
Exactly why you guys need to join in the Zoom. Okay, so.
Oh my god.
Oh shit! Oh shit! This is being recorded. I forgot.
No, I love it. Let's keep it in.
Damn.
Okay, so you're right. It seems like even when Yang talks about artists not being valued in our economy, even politically, we understand. Listen, if we get even one celebrity endorsement, and I know like most celebrities are not trying to get political because they don't want to put their eggs all in one basket and whatever. I get it.
Well, that's not entirely true, because what last voting election, Seth, the guy who does Family Guy, he endorsed Bernie Sanders. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bernie been getting celebrities, man. He's still a mic, and he got some people. Cardi B. Cardi B gets millions and millions of views. I don't care if she's a little uninformed, but
yeah, Cardi B is like,
man.
I couldn't care less. But
right, that's what I'm saying. So you guys couldn't care less, but there's a gang of people.
Well,
exactly.
They just like fucking Cardi B said Bernie cool.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem with that, right?
Yeah.
If you research, okay, so in my mind, right? If I could get Nas or Tribe Called Quest,
yeah,
versus Cardi versus, or if I could get
Ice
Chuck
Cube,
D,
Common,
if I could,
any of them.
Well,
those guys have more of a political influence.
Yeah, so I'm saying with Cardi B, the people that listen to her aren't even going to go to the polls, most of them, because
a bunch of them, right? But if they do show up,
well, the thing,
if they do show up, There's a gang of the motherfuckers.
Well, the thing with Chuck D.
That's
right?
what they thought about Obama. They was like, these black people ain't gonna show up, and then we was all in line waiting all day. Like,
I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about.
Motherfuckers was like, damn.
I'm not talking about black people specifically. What I'm saying is
like teenage girls or whatever.
Yeah, like hip hop heads. I'm just saying it's like a group.
Yeah, but Cardi B.
Don't count out nobody. That's the thing
I'm not
about
counting out.
Election. Don't count out none of them.
I'm not counting out. I'm not. But I guess like. Who's the guy that I'm thinking of that was with Chuck D and Flavor Flav? Who's the other guy?
Beats me. I'm not in the rap game that much.
Public Enemy.
Public Enemy. Them two together is Public Enemy.
No.
Chuck D and Flavor Flav make up Public Enemy.
No, you thinking of
you thinking of what's that dude's name? You talking about KRS-One?
KRS-One.
Yeah, the one with the dreads. He's always been involved in politics.
Okay, so the thing is a guy like a guy like Chuck D or KRS-One or Tribe Called Quest, somebody like that to me is bigger, even though that their reach may not be, but the depth is
well, you got to think about it. Other hip hop artists that's a little bit younger than them, they respect them. So if they see one of those guys endorsing Yang or something, they would be more inclined to follow suit.
Okay, so
because the thing is, they look at Nas as like, I'm not as informed as Nas. So if Nas picks him, he's probably cool.
This is why. Okay, me and Alyssa, we're gonna be working on this when we get time. Right now, I'm cooked. Right. Probably
relatable.
But we're gonna be working on fucking Atlanta and Atlanta rappers, right? I had one guy, but he only has 17,000 subscribers, right?
But he looks legit.
Get whoever you can get, like Andrew Yang, and build it up. Andrew Yang started off doing. He didn't give a fuck. He do a podcast with 3 viewers, and now you know what I'm saying. Now he's where he's at. So.
This guy, what was that guy's name? What was that guy's name?
Yes. His name.
KRS-One.
No. His name was Ace something. Give me one moment.
Oh.
Ace.
2 words.
Hardy. Ace Hardy.
Ace Hardy. So this fool Ace Hardy, he did a comment on I think I said something about like urgency, right? We got to have baked in urgency.
I think it was that one, yeah.
Yeah, and then at the end, I was saying something about, like, hey, like, there's a group of men in America now that is like right now as we're talking, there is a woman and children that are totally held hostage by a man who is living a life of self-indulgence, who is drinking, gambling, and killing himself with drugs, right? And he's not living his best life, and he's actually taking everything that that should be going to the family and putting it down the fucking drain.
Yeah.
And there's some sick and suffering woman that's just equally as fucked up for staying with him.
Yeah, she might feel like she doesn't have a choice.
So he commented just like good deeds, and that was it. But I guess Fred just clicked on his profile, and he has 17,000 subscribers. But he has like I watched some like his most recent video. It's called Love, and like I said, I'm not very much into rap that much, but like I really did enjoy that video because it has like elements of like video game, like kind of Asian culture in it, like a very like movie-esque, rap, and then it has.
Did you see that Caught in the Matrix?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so he's got this video called. Bring it up, Matt. Can you bring it up on your computer, Matt?
If you want. Well, he doesn't know what it is. Hold on, let me do it. Yeah. I can just screenshot.
Caught in the Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I just like.
Wait. It's Stuck in the Matrix, but close enough.
Stuck in the Matrix.
Yeah, okay, right? I got you. I'm going to share it right now. Yeah.
And I just really like the way he's got this very like Egyptologist type.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, you got V is for Vendetta mask on.
Yeah, it's like very I'm sorry about the lag there.
Guy Fawkes.
But it's very
It's hardy. They hands up,
you can still talk, guys. But yeah, it's like very sorry, it's like so lag. What the heck?
Go ahead, play it.
It's a little laggy, so let me turn down this. Let me turn down this right here.
They never made it easy. How I give them the keys, yet they still move sleazy.
Don't copyright us, Ace. I'm sorry.
Kiki from the hood, she sneaky yet freaky. Setups and heartbreaks, it's easy. Dark tapes and rape, we queasy. Get wet up with sharp bait.
Right.
Almost 13,000 views.
So
yeah. So like it's like pretty good. You know, of course not. It's not like Ace tier, you know, but it's very different. You can see that like he's doing. He has this like very unique style of storytelling. And it's like movie-esque. So I like it. And I can see how, you know, this guy will probably like Andrew Yang, because everybody that likes Andrew Yang is a weirdo.
Yeah, because this guy's hella deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could tell he's very, you could tell like like the guy's very pro-black, right? He's probably very pro-black, like Egyptologist, ankh wearing, but also very deep, very has a tinge of anger, but mostly the anger is not outward, it's kind of inward, right? Like very
I'm just complete always achieving.
Internalized? Yeah, I can see that. Like,
yeah, very angsty. Internalized, right?
Angst,
very,
yeah.
Yes, angsty, yes. And I just like this guy is fucking shit is fucking nice. I just like this guy. And honestly, like a lot of candidates, they anything that's like pro-black or pro-white, right? They just fucking like avoid that shit like the plague, and I have no reason. Right? To me, I really think like pro-militant black people are a good resource in an election, especially against Donald motherfucking Trump when we come up against a fucking general.
So okay, I really again like this.
We're gonna have to get ready for the counter protest if Andrew Yang wins the general.
No, like when I was in the.
I'm just saying, no, real talk. Do a bunch of nerds want to be out there by yourselves against a bunch of bikers? All right. Let's get a big team here. You know, let's get a big team so we're comfortable.
Yeah. We need to have. Yeah, and there ain't gonna be. I can tell you right now, there ain't gonna be no counter protest, right? Because, most people.
This is America.
I know it's. No, there ain't gonna be. There's not gonna be a big protest.
It's good.
Andrew wins.
It's gonna depend how.
No, I just don't want Trump using his Trump people to like intimidate us off the polls.
It already when I was in New York. When I was in the when I was.
Dude, he's the only dude talking like he's a president talking about civil war on his fucking Twitter. How?
When I was in New York,
just now he tweeted out saying like, you know how he said like the do nothing Democrats. Now he's saying like these he's basically bashing Republicans who don't support him now. Like all the more that are supporting him, like the impeachment thing, he's going crazy on them on Twitter. It's like you're just going against your entire party.
Well, I found out something about this whole impeachment thing. Is that they don't need like that many votes. They need a real tiny majority to get a lot of evidence through. So if only like 6 Republicans turn on Trump, he's pretty much screwed. Like they're gonna put everything on blast on news. So if he's trying to keep those down
I don't want an impeachment because
I don't
because
either.
the thing, and the reason why I want to put you out, no.
We can't stop it. I'm just saying we can't stop it. Like Andrew Yang said about Syria, we got to deal with what the facts are. The facts are this thing is happening. It's kind of bad for Andrew Yang's campaign because it takes focus off of the primaries in general.
The problem with like I would be okay if it was just some dump truck that would be taking the White House, but Pence. The thing with Pence has the Christian the Christian right like by his side. Like nobody like I grew up like memorizing like 5 Bible verses every Friday at the dinner table, right? Mm-hmm. So like I understand how the shit works, right? And so nobody in their right mind who can look me in the straight face and tell me that Donald Trump was, or ever has been a Christian, because he lives a total life of self-indulgence, right?
Oh, he's completely secular.
Yeah. So,
completely.
But the problem with this guy is he can get the Christian right, right? Yeah. He can get the Christian right behind him, and that could be hurtful.
Well, he might pull some of Trump's supporters that Andrew Yang stole from Trump back to the Republican Party. You're right. He might be a stronger candidate than Trump.
Here's my counter argument, and I told Fred the last time I met him in person. My hometown area was 78% in favor of Trump, and guess what? Majority of those were Christian. So my view on the impeachment is. I don't know whether or not I want to take it as a win or a loss. But my personal opinion, if I had to choose, would actually be that it'd be a win for Yang, specifically Yang, and only Yang, because a lot of people liked Donald Trump, at least in my hometown area, liked him for his flair.
Where do you live again?
And his personality. Well, where I used to live, my hometown was Van Wert County in Ohio. And that was very rural, very rural. I mean, even here where I live now in the college town, it was still like a 51%, so the majority. And I specifically say my hometown area because it is a very Christian-esque area. And they specifically, like when I say like, hey, why do you like Trump? They're like, oh, I like how he tells it like it is, or like he don't like.
I like that about him too.
Yeah. So
same. I voted for him, so.
So like when you get something like that,
I didn't vote for him, but I was gonna vote.
Appealing. Like I understand why people thought he was appealing.
Yeah, I was gonna vote for him in 2020, obviously until this last.
So my point.
Yang came along, and then he just went. I think there's something wrong with him. Like his brain's fucked up. Like this last year. I think maybe he's got some medical, but go ahead.
Who, Trump? Or?
My point being,
some governments won't let you hold office after you're 70 years old, period. Yeah. Some governments just ban that shit. Like, that's when people start showing signs of dementia and stuff. It's just an old thing. Like, it's an old people thing, man.
So, like, I feel like if Trump left office, and Pence came in. Yeah, like Fred said, there's going to be a portion who are still going to like the hardcore dedicated Christians. They're going to be like, oh yes, he supports our values. But there's a lot of people who only like Donald Trump because of his flair and his pizzazz and
Pence don't got no swag, huh?
Pence has no like he's the status he's
a blank slate. Yeah, it could go either way.
But he doesn't get under people's skin. He doesn't like completely say it how it is. Like he's like the Warren.
He's a peanut butter sandwich with the crust cut off.
Yeah. He knows how this stuff
Damn.
So with Pence in office, you're gonna see that people are gonna be like, well, Trump's not my lord and king. Trump is not gonna be in office anymore. So then they're gonna see Yang. Or now they're going to gravitate maybe towards like the Democratic Party and see what they have to offer.
Could the Republican Party open up primaries though? Could they hold a special election? Because they're like, Donald Trump's out, we don't want Pence, and they might try to get Ted Cruz in there.
It's probably too late for that.
Hey, honestly, right? You know what would be fucking sick, right? This would be a sick fucking. So Donald Trump gets elected after the primary. Yang comes in second and then runs as a Republican and wins. Right? Right.
I have always said Yang could run as a Republican because that's how bipartisan he is.
I wonder if that's part of his strategy. Maybe that's why he's not worried about the blacks. He's like, I'm finna go for these whites anyway. Like, no. All I need is 5% of the blacks if I run as a Republican.
Why do you think he's not going for the blacks? Why do you say that?
I mean, like, I think he should have hollered at Dominique Wilkins. You know, I saw that he was trying to reach out, and somebody did say something about the 10,000 retweets or something, and I was like, dude, you were just in Atlanta. You should have stopped off and got you some free promo in the black community with Dominique. I don't know what his schedule was like, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's very. I'm conflicted by like because everybody keeps saying, okay, we should target the black vote, which makes me feel a type of way because I don't want to be just considered the black vote. So I think like the angle.
You gotta target large groups of black people. That's what I'm talking about. Like like large
I
groups.
get it.
You gotta build fire in that community, like.
Yeah, build your like reputation.
So Atlanta.
You said
right?
What, man?
Atlanta. Okay, so. Even Gary Vee says, I can tell you that rappers in Atlanta have more influence than soccer moms in Beverly Hills, right?
Yeah.
That's Gary Vee says that, right?
They're hooked up on the internet, man. They know how to use this internet shit.
Yeah. So the thing is
they get paid off that.
What I want to do and what I'm gonna do is find a way. I've got Dominic Wilkins' publicist in my email somewhere.
Yeah, you should reach out as a brand ambassador.
No, I'm gonna have Solar reach out.
That'll work. But I mean, like your camp.
So
camp,
yeah, but
your people got to talk to his people and make it happen.
Exactly, because the thing is, and by the way, they're like. Name another campaign where a 36-year-old first-generation Nigerian and a 43-year-old white truck driver build a fucking huge organization that gets the.
That's awesome though. That's the story. That's the story we should tell. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. Like. It's not just going for specifically black people. It's like showing black people are part of the team.
Thank you. That's where I went to get at, honestly. Yeah. That's where I went to get at. That does
more than just showing up to the black neighborhood because anybody can show up.
Yeah, anybody can come up and sell you hot sauce and like free subscription to BET or whatever. But if the Yang campaign were to be more transparent, I know they're already transparent enough, but like,
super transparent already.
If they would, I know, but like if they were to like show like I don't know, oh my god, it's just so frustrating. It's like there's so much diversity when I go around on the ground, no matter where I go, like where it be Detroit, Houston, Ohio, like there's Philly, like there's always diversity. So I think they should really like be freaking doing what like.
All right, well think about this though. Think about this when you're doing campaigns and you see them giving that speech, what do? They select a certain group of people in the back to represent what they're trying to say is our organization. So you have to stage these. Now, I know Andrew Yang's all about authenticity and not, you know what I'm saying, like playing into that. But there's a certain group that works with.
Here's Trump I think
black people behind him every time.
Yeah. I don't know
how much they get paid or if they're not getting paid or whatever, but I can tell you, they identify those people in the campaign and they throw them in the back and say, "We want you right here," and they treat them good.
I wish they get paid.
I've been back. Have good things to say about the campaign.
I've been back.
I can tell you,
they don't get paid. That's for sure, but they do.
I can tell you this much, right? I can tell you this much. I really don't think that's going to be necessary with Yang, because
It is.
there's
more things
so
to
many.
do.
No, I'm just saying there's so many black people that love Yang, and black people right now are probably just like white people in the fact that they're just tuning in, right?
Yeah.
And once this shit gets down, once we start getting rid of the Klobuchars and the Betos and
Castros.
But like, I don't want to just depend on.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, in order to
once we get
rid of them, we gotta like get.
You gotta
stronger.
go hard. Yeah,
we gotta make stronger showings.
You have to understand, this is the presidency of the United States. Everybody is fighting. They are hanging on by like a thread just to stay up here. Even if they don't have the money to do it, everybody wants this freaking role. So that's why we can't just depend on, whether this person drops out. They will, but it's like
No, some of these people ain't going for president though. Like Klobuchar,
vice president, whatever.
Klobuchar, by attacking Andrew Yang, she was trying to like say, "Hey, I'm a good vice president.
Yes.
I'll attack him for the establishment." That was
true.
what she was doing. Some of these people are in the race for other things. They're like support. They're like proxy support for stronger candidates.
The longer they stay in, the more it hurts Andrew Yang. Because
they get to keep reporting the single-digit numbers. They know if they get those lower-digit people out, they're gonna have to choose, and they might choose Yang, which is gonna force the news to start reporting
talk about him.
The higher poll numbers. Yeah.
Well, when did Klobuchar attack Yang?
Last debate.
It was about
and on MSNBC. You seen my video?
What did she say?
She said that Andrew Yang was a Russian sympathizer.
No, not really.
Yeah, essentially.
She attacked him on him saying that Americans have meddled in elections similar to what Russians have did to our elections, which is no surprise. Obviously, especially if you're a superpower, nation, you meddle in anybody's election that you can. But she was like, "Oh no, what's the moral equivalency to us in Russia?" That was her angle.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that was right.
Talking about so that's why she like jumped in there and.
Look, she got on MSNBC and she said, America, 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 and more America.
We can't do any wrong, apparently.
That's what I mean.
So that's her angle.
Yeah, and like people can't see through that.
No, people are stupid. So this is why we have to go out there and like do this like umbrella protest. Make sure people know that like listen, we're not fucking around. Like we need to go out and be present because people are on their doing their.
I wouldn't say people are stupid.
So here's the thing. Here's my story. Here's my story that I'm sticking to.
I was gonna say on Alyssa's point though, real quick, just to get around that, getting people up out of their because some people might even be disabled or whatever. What do you think about the idea of Skype banking or Zoom banking so we could go face to face with people from the house?
Yeah.
As much as possible.
Like easier to get people engaged with something like that?
Yeah, like it could be like a step situation. Like some people, like you said, some people are maybe disabled or they have like extreme social anxiety. Obviously, we don't want to push people too much out of their comfort zone. But like if it could be like this situation. Like let's have them like face to face. Like people actually get a sense.
How many people can we admit to one of these Zoom meetings if we posted it just publicly, like on the timeline? How many people can fit in here?
Anybody. I have a Lotus, so anybody can fit in here.
Uncensored. I've got this uncensored politics group that I'm a part of, right? And it's pretty much everybody, right?
What if we could build it up from like 1,000 people and then have more than that? Like,
so
how would it run?
That would be interesting. Yeah, we can have that. And what would it? So
I wonder what Tully's thinking right now. Actually,
I want him. Oh my god, I want him in there so bad. But
what?
You should DM him and be like, "Hey, bro, man, we gotta keep the faith up. You gotta give him some encouraging words."
Oh, okay. This is a good time to go back to Tully really quick. I know we're jumping all around. This is a lot. But my like devil's advocate for him is that. When it comes to his video focused on polling and like, why are we like either stagnant or declining in certain, in the national poll and like, especially in Iowa, we're like still doing like, 0 to like 2%, if that, right? And I can see where if you're an average person just tuning in, you may not take Andrew Yang as seriously if you still nonetheless making like single digits, but he's less than like 5% in Iowa. That does make, I can see where like, oh man, like that person that was maybe interested in him through like the debates or through like the Breakfast Club interview or whatever, they may be more hesitant to like donate or to like put their time and effort because they don't see him as, or they see him as he appears to be a weak candidate. So that's who I think Tully was really focusing on. And I think the Yang's campaign is more holistic. I do believe that Yang has things up his sleeve that he's.
Oh, I know he does. You know why?
So, yeah.
You know why? You know how I know?
Yeah.
Because he's an innovator, right?
He's a genius. He's a freaking genius, honestly.
This is true.
Yeah, this motherfucker is an innovator, right? And he's got a bunch of shit up his sleeve, right? Yeah. I gave Zach the blues today because I sent him a text message. It was like, dude, it was in regards to that tweet that one lady had put out. I'm not going to mention it. We had talked about it before. And I was like, dude, we got to fix this. This is the type of shit we got to fix. Right. And I'm like, these young kids, and this is one of the things I really appreciate about you, Alyssa, right? Like you're like 20, 21 years old or something like that?
21.
Okay, yeah. So you will go at an issue and say, so we have a lot of young talent that has wishbone but no backbone, but they're in leadership positions, and when they come up, when there's battles between Yang Gang or between this or between that, their first reaction is to see how we can get everybody to shut up, and how we can get everybody to like get along, right? When instead what we need is people who can make hard decisions and say, this is the right thing to do. You were wrong.
May not agree.
Yeah. You were wrong for blasting such and such or doing such and such, right? And yes, maybe somebody has the wrong opinion on something as the way you see it, but as Yang Gang, we get to have an opinion on everything, and not everybody has to agree. And like, for example, we get people that will criticize Yang on something that are Yang Gang, and the rest of the Yang Gang will attack them, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hold up, motherfucker. Like,
yeah, I just gave you some constructive criticism. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't, lowball you. I just gave you some constructive criticism, and they'll take that as negativity or malice. Perfect example. We were on a call the other day. I used you as an example, right? I said something like, Matt, I disagree, or something like that. Do you remember? You probably.
I'm sure you disagree a lot.
I'm sure.
And like,
but I'm cool with that.
I know you're cool with that, right?
Yeah. That's good people.
But we have a bunch of Yang Gang that if you disagree and then you show the person the disagreement, right, and the data behind it, right? Like, for example, I'm like, I was on a podcast and somebody was talking about contingency plans, and I was like, don't ever talk like that. Like, don't ever talk like that with me in the room, because I'm not having it. I'm not hearing it. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that. Right? And then, but we got to be realistic. And no, we don't have to be. Realistic is we are realistically getting this motherfucker in the White House, and anything other than that, is
not relevant.
Yeah, it's not.
What I try to point out to people is that the media are instilling this narrative in people's minds every time they overreport these polls and they leave Andrew Yang out the graphics. They're pushing a narrative that he lost already, and somebody else won.
And this is why.
That's the narrative they're pushing.
And the reason why that does affect people, and listen, I know none of us in here probably watches the news on TV because we just don't care.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck. No,
however, it's just not a good use of your time.
I watch all the news sources because you're supposed to study your enemies. You're supposed to study your opponents. If you like, especially, I come from like a debate background, so if you don't know
that enemy,
what they're gonna say, you're gonna look stupid when you debate them. So if you study your arguments, you can already have a counter argument when you come into contact.
Right? Yeah, unfortunately, the know thy enemy got me fucked up sitting in a fucking Yang meeting, right?
Okay, yeah.
No bullshit. No bullshit. I was like, okay, so the day before I fucking listened to the Yang book, I listened to Sun Tzu's Art of War, right? The very day before that, right? And so the know thy enemy, right? So all we really need is people. We just need people that will give Yang time. So that's the biggest thing that I'm doing with the truck. Is I just want name recognition. If name recognition would just fly through the roof,
that's it.
Even if it's bad name recognition, then what happens is now let's just say they're tuned out of politics. Then all of a sudden Andrew Yang pops up, and they hear the $1,000 a month. They go, oh, gimmick. Well, then next Democratic debate hits, and then he gets a little more time to speak, and then they're like, okay, kind of makes some sense. And then that plants a seed to where after the debate ends, then they look him up and see his policies, and then boom, all of a sudden their perspective changes. So it's a matter of we just need to, whether it's good or bad, we need to get the name recognition out there.
But my point is that the average person who is like super busy as heck, like they paycheck to paycheck. Let's say most of these these pollsters are polling people at a certain age range. Most of these people are probably more inclined to just have the news on in the background. Okay, they're probably not even into that. They probably watch YouTube and podcasts and do all this stuff as well. But they just probably have it on the background. These people that just don't see Yang, they're probably honestly, I've met people, Black people, women, they're like, yeah, I've never heard this guy. But when I kind of talk to them about him, they're like, oh yeah, I'll look into him. He sounds kind of cool. So that's my point. Is even though the mainstream media doesn't matter, it does matter. It's one of those weird things where they're on their last leg as well when it comes to their influence in our election. But they do have an influence, which is why Tully's up here. He knows he lived in China. He knows that the media, if they have the power still, even in America, they have the power to essentially have voter suppression, and that's what they're doing of Yang. And I know that Yang is the right choice because just the simple fact that Trump has not even uttered his name shows that he really does feel that Yang is one of his biggest threats. So again, it's just if I was talking about just getting his name out there, with the truck, it really does pay off. So that's my point. I know I'm on I need both things. I need extreme amount of yes.
Oh yeah, we got Arturo.
Oh, look at that. Hey, Tully.
What's up, man?
Where you at, bro?
It's perfect timing. He's getting.
Oh, there he is.
No worries.
I had to slide the screen over to look at him.
Oh yeah. He's probably up in there. Yeah, hey, thanks for coming. Yeah. So, just finishing up with my point, I need, Gary, this is why I love Gary Vaynerchuk. This is probably why Fred loves Gary Vaynerchuk so much. He has both, complete optimism, complete, yes, we're going to do it. And then this whole other side of, listen, we have to get down and get dirty and, really figure out how we're going to get stuff done. You need the clouds in the dirt. That's his motto. So that's my thing of, with Tully and everything, all with the.
Well, yeah, to me, it's all name recognition because if we can, if he knows if people know who Yang is, they'll vote for him. Period. Mm-hmm. Tully, by the way, no, go ahead, Tully.
No, you first. You first.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm not gay or anything, but you're really good looking.
He is.
Right? I wish I was good looking like you are, but like you're like really good looking.
By the way, Tully.
Totally not gay. Would agree with Fred.
No. I'm just saying, like, I bet you the girls like you.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. My cousin took me out to the barber shop, told me to get a professional like haircut and stuff. Just getting over a breakup. He thought
it does look good. By the way,
famous
Tully,
now, buddy.
Yeah, Well, I mean, he's rising star.
He looks like Tom Hanks' son.
Okay, before we get into this,
so why are you all negged out, bro?
Wait. First, Tully, we are recording. Do you consent being recorded, or do you want?
I consent. I'm down. I don't know what's going on here, but I consent.
I know. We're just talking
so
about.
We've got to edit it because we've got to edit it.
Okay.
You do have to edit it because I said bitch and cunt a bunch of times.
I mean, it's not. Man. I don't care if you say that.
Said it again, so now we gotta fucking edit it again.
Honestly, I kind of want to keep it in, but I'll make it work. Anyways, continue.
First Gravy is an edited nightmare for us producers.
Sorry. So why are you all negged out, bro? You're all negged out.
Negged out as in negative?
Yeah, you're
about
just
the
like
poll numbers, man. I heard. All right. I'm gonna jump in here.
I mean, I seen the video.
I didn't see the video, but I heard you had some negative feelings about the campaign recently. Would you like to elaborate for us?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I posted a video today, and I titled it something like, "I don't think Andrew."
We're doomed.
I don't think
Andrew Yang can win.
That's the anymore. Something like that. Because that's how I was feeling.
Did the video get less views than normal and flooded with hate on your?
It got flooded with hate, but it got actually way more views than normal.
Well, that's cool.
Well, kind of. I mean, I lost a bunch of subscribers after, but here's kind of my key message.
Don't worry.
And I'm fine with that. That's fine.
He did, which I'm fine with.
Hey! I'm gonna tell you, Tom.
You didn't lose me.
This happened to me before. I posted a video. I had to delete it. It was a little bit negative. And the Yang Gang did jump down my motherfucking throat. But I was just being honest about how I felt that day. I'm human too. I told the Yang Gang I'm human too.
Hey, so one of my craziest tweets, right? If you go back, it got like 358 retweets, and I only had 2,000 subscribers. No, I didn't even have 2,000 subscribers at the time. I had like 1,500, right? So it was in Houston, right? And it said something along the lines of, "I am angry, hurt, and I don't even know what to do with myself."
Yeah.
I said something along the lines of like, this country is being taken from us and nobody's willing to stand up and do anything about it. I am in a hostel alone, crying tonight, right? Now, hey, I'm in the hostel chilling in a Uber with Alyssa and Sola at the time, right? Joking like a motherfucker, right? Yeah. Like talking shit. Like, we got this shit, and we wrecked Houston. We fucked Houston up. Literally.
Yeah, it was a travesty. This is why they tried to fuck us in Ohio, because we just completely destroyed it. So
that's what they tried to what?
So in Ohio, when we went there, I mean, it was a success. Like, everything kind of fell into place. However, they
tried to separate us.
Yeah, when it came down to like where the watch party was, like the official Ohio Democrat watch party, they had like 4 different watch parties in like different sectors and like different, like titling them different ways, because in Houston, there was just one, Texas Democrats, very like fancy, uppity, very stuffy place. But like the majority of us came there were like in our math shirts and like had Yang Gang and everything. We weren't like tearing up places. We weren't like belligerent like going around.
But this was a DNC sponsored party.
Pretty much, it was the Democratic Committee, party.
And they hated on you guys.
Well, what happened is they had 2 Texas people there already in Beto and fucking
Castro.
Julian, right?
And Booker was there too.
And Booker too, right? So, but no, I'm just saying, like, Booker came at the end, and I heard that Beto came. But our strategy from now on is, so we had 60-70% of the room, as we always do, right? So one of the things that you're not seeing, Arturo, is you're not seeing what we see on the ground, because there's a core group of us that go to every debate that just fuck up the Democrat Party to the point where, like when they have an event, Yang speaks, we come with our fucking dollar bills and we put them high in the fucking air, so that when anybody is trying to record, before Yang speaks, all they get is these bucks in their mouth, right? Right? All they get is these bucks in their mouth, right? These Yang bucks, right? And then when Yang, so when they're like, put the dollar bill down, I want to record, I can't see, and I'm like, I don't care about social media. I'm a trucker. I don't even have social media. I want my $1,000 a month, right? And then when Yang comes, we put our dollar bills down and we record, and then after Yang leaves, we leave, and then it's like 20% of the fucking room, right, left.
I thought it was over, by the way. Like, I didn't hear that Beto was gonna come, so everybody with their signs and everything, we bounced. We're like, okay.
But I wouldn't have gave a fuck. I wouldn't have give a fuck if Beto came anyway, because I was. That's like after the whole thing.
I think it might be a little bit of life imitating art. Like, we call ourselves the Yang Gang, even though nobody's gang members, and now we're starting to get gangy. Like, we're getting gangster on them. Like,
so the thing is,
you don't want to listen to my boy? What?
Yeah, well, the thing is like with me, if you get a group of 150 people and most of them are tech nerds and young people, it's easier for an older guy like me who's like more of a conservative libertarian, like I'll start a fist fight over this shit type dude. To just be like,
you just an outspoken type person, like.
Yeah, I'm just outspoken, right?
Yeah, so that's how people end up in leadership positions, because they're like the first one to just be like, hey, what the fuck, dude? Like listen.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like when he comes and then he leaves, I'm like, I looked it around and I'm like, dude, everybody pick your shit up and let's go, right? Don't stay for Beto. Fuck Beto, right? And everybody
let's get those tumbleweeds rolling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Fred and Tully in charge of the Yang Gang boot camp. We're gonna like host a boot camp, and y'all just gonna hype everybody up to really get out there and do the shit the right way.
Okay, yeah. So this is.
Atlanta's gonna be a really good hype day for me. I cannot wait.
No, this is a good transition, because yes, the point is, I love how Tully like puts this, is URL converting it to IRL. So these debates and watch parties are a good way to do that. But doing it on a regular basis is another. I think that Tully's going to get to this, but doing it on a more regular basis is how we can mend a lot of these, like, struggles that the Yang Gang has, So yeah, you go ahead, Tully. We're talking about a lot of stuff, but
sure. I just wanted to ask everybody for a little bit of help on kind of talking about this issue. I've been mentioning it in a lot of my videos. I call it the evangelist problem. The evangelist's job is to convert people, right? Not to preach to the choir. And so I've been mentioning this. I think this is a really important message to get across. I think these two things are the most key things to communicate. If there's any kind of like boot camp, figurative or literal boot camp, is to tell people, one, we got to get outside of the choir. We got to get outside of the Yang Gang bubble and communicate with people who are not already Yang Gang, figure out how to do that online.
Yeah.
And then secondarily, we got to go from URL to IRL. Those are like the two messages. If I had just like a megaphone, could have the entire Yang Gang hear me from it, those would be like the most important thing. Because like, I mean, my video today, I'll cede the floor in just a moment, but like that was me kind of freaking out essentially and just being like, we're not where we need to be.
Hey, well, check this out.
Matthew brought up a good point earlier about him being newer into the scene.
Where do you live? Where do you live, Tully?
I just moved to Dallas, Texas.
Okay, so you got an actually really good Yang Gang there. Like, I don't know if you have connected with them.
Yeah, you should. I'm gonna get
Dallas.
You honestly, people.
Okay.
No,
they will probably treat you like Paget gets treated in LA.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah,
Paget's like a star in LA now, like because
I can tell you right now that there is no Yang Gang better than the Dallas Yang Gang. Period. Now the worst one is actually their close neighbor, fucking Houston.
I know.
Oh, I was about to say Austin.
No, Austin's pretty good.
Houston is a fucked up Yang Gang, boy. They are fucked beyond belief, and I won't even go there. Why? Right?
But each one of these Yang Gang units need like a strong leader in each one of them. Like, right now they don't exactly.
Tully, I want to go over something with you because I think you're is that how you say it? Evangelist?
Evangelist.
Yes, evangelist. So basically what I do, because I've said multiple times, my hometown where I live now, very red. So it's really, you don't see a lot of, like, unless it's my age group, I don't see a lot of support. Like, it's more a lot of support for Trump. So what I do when I talk to people is if they're like, let's just say they're of my age and they're Warren or Bernie supporters, I say, hey, can I take 10 minutes of your time to talk about why Yang has a better policy in place? And then once they're finally like, I'll check them out, I move on. I don't I let them from there go do their own research. And basically I don't once I get them converted, I don't I want to say a phrase, but
you lead the horse to the water, but you don't make him drink.
Yes.
You basically
they're a horse, and I lead them to the water, but then I don't sit by and chat with them while they're drinking from the water.
So basically, what you're doing
exposure. It's about exposure. That's why me and Minister Eric Chin, we went to the black church, and the same thing could be applied to the evangelicals. It's just showing up to a place where they feel comfortable and wearing math hats and stuff like that.
One of the things that
talking to people about that, and we actually break it down to these preachers, because think about this: when the jobs are almost like fully automated or 30%, 50%, whenever we reach that level, what are people going to be doing? They're going to need like churches and institutions, somewhere to go. You know what I'm saying? And in the short term, that's $1,000 for each member of your church. Your tithes are going to go up. It's going to be an investment into those institutions.
So let me have
points to the church people.
What you just said. That is a brilliant point. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let me have the. Yeah. So this is something that we talked about in PSP, right? So Gary V says, most people focus on their weaknesses. I say, fuck your weaknesses, triple down on your strengths. So what's our strength? Our strength is young people, tech people, people that are, we know that leaders are learners and leaders are readers, right? So that our people, whether they're blue or red, libertarian, green party, whatever party they're from, our people are learners, because you don't come to Andrew Yang with a know-it-all attitude, period. You know what I mean?
Is Gary V Yang Gang perchance, or just
he's
okay.
He's a top
he's on my list. Okay, listen, I'm gonna go to New York City with Daniel and a couple of other people for this UBI march, and actually our plan is to go to his office and stake him out. So I don't because he doesn't really get into politics that much, because he'll admit that's not his strong suit, so he doesn't really get into it. But I feel and I told Yang in person, I was like, listen, if you
I feel like he's Republican though, because he
voted for Hillary, so I don't.
Did he? Because one of the things that he talked about, he was like, you guys want to talk shit about Russia controlling shit. He's like, you know what you have now is you have 15 million people controlling shit, where 30 years ago you had 2 old white dudes that control the narrative. Now back to the PSP interview I was talking about. He says triple down on your strengths, right? Our strengths are young people, tech people, learners, leaders, stuff like that. So our weaknesses is like old people. So one of the books that I read was how the Christians were able to convert at such a high rate is they went to the youth from 8 years old to 25.
Oh, wow.
Right? And so there's a couple reasons why people would do that. For one,
they're still malleable.
Exactly. They're malleable. You can work with them, and they're also soft-hearted, right? So research shows that within 5 to 10 years of being a homeowner, so the average homeowner buys a house between 30 and 40 years old, right? Within 5 to 10 years of that, people there's a shift in their thinking, right? And then also things start to cement more, right? So the cement starts to dry, and people stop intaking information, and what they start doing is looking for confirmation, right? And so in order, like when I talk to truckers, the conversations I have are very different than when I talk with young people. So my conversations with truckers go about like this. I say things like, humor me for a moment and pretend like you don't know it all. Let me share some math with you, right? Like, and this is after I've already started an argument and said shit like, like to truckers, I'm like, you don't know shit, you're a dumb fuck, right? Like this is like the conversation. This is the type of conversation.
Tough luck, baby.
Well, I tell people like this: politics is sort of like hip hop. Like we have battles, and sometimes these battles can raise you up. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're Nas and you take shots at Jay-Z, it may piss off a lot of Jay-Z fans at first, but then they start listening to you, and then they think that you're dope, and now they're your fans.
Yeah, correct. So basically, one of the things that I like, I don't take that approach to, and to like, obviously you guys have seen the truck, right? I just did a thing. I just did a live on the truck, and one of the things that I was talking about is, like I was talking about, there's a lot of money on the sidelines right now, right? And so one of the things that I'm going to be doing in the future is I'm going to be going to people and saying, all right, we got to get out of the bleachers and onto the field. And there's a lot of this going on, Tully. There's a lot of if when it gets to here, I'll donate. When it gets to here, I'll talk to people about them.
Yeah.
When it gets to here, I'll do A, B, and C. Here's the bottom line. Here's the reality. He doesn't get to here without you doing something first.
Yeah. First,
right?
starter.
And also,
exactly. So we gotta have amazing faith, amazing belief, right? And faith without works is dead. We gotta go out and we gotta do the work, and we gotta tell motherfuckers, look, there's only one option, and that is Andrew M.F. Yang, right? And so we gotta go after policy, not people. And I tell people, I'm like, go after the federal jobs guarantee. Smash that fucking policy. Okay?
Does anybody remember that video that Level 1 Life did about like the $15 an hour compared to the universal basic income?
I like that guy, yeah.
I bring that remember, Alyssa, remember when I told you about the clipboard I have? With all my information.
So I do a similar video. Okay, so we have this is what I do for truckers. We got a $1.6 trillion tax cut, right? Tax cut for the rich. 6% of that went to the American worker. So if you take 6% of that, you got $96 billion. You take $96 billion, you divide that by 260 million people. That's the amount, roughly amount about the amount of people that are above 18, right? So you take that, you got it roughly about $370. So the question for this, John or Jane, the question is this. So do you want $370 or do you want $12,000? Okay, so you get $31 a month, or you get $1,000 a month. Now, here's the thing. If you want $31, do this. Vote for Yang anyway in the primary, and when he beats Trump, I'll give you my $31 and you give me your $1,000. And then this is what they say. They say, well, why the fuck would I give you $1,000 for 31? And I'm like, well, then why the fuck would you vote for Donald Trump, you dumb fuck?
Yeah. The math doesn't pan out. I already knew. This is why, like, Yang is the first political campaign that I've ever donated to. I'd never even considered donating. Yeah, I never even considered donating to Bernie Sanders, even though he was my first. I was 18 years old when this 2015 and 16 election was happening.
Oh wow, you're young.
In the primary. So, yeah, go for it.
So I just want to say real fast, and I'm gonna bring it back to Tully real quick. But you would not have told me 2.5 months ago that I would have donated up to an excess of $250 toward a political campaign, and now putting groundwork in. Like I would have told you like that would never happen because I've never done it before. But that's the effect that Yang has on people. And I want to bring up Tully again, and your video because to be honest, like I'm newer here. I'm one of the newer kids here, and I only have like 200 subscribers on my channel.
It's funny that you say that
because Tully, you're welcome to my channel, Macady. Am I pronouncing your name right?
Hey, call me Mac. But
Mac,
so Tully, I want to say this. When I started doing my research, because the first time I heard about Yang was him crying on that video about his kids, if they were one of the victims. That was my peak interest. Like, oh, okay, he seems human, but maybe this is just a ploy. And then I started doing research, and then I looked to YouTube. Tully, you were one of the first YouTubers I started watching. Now, granted, this is going to happen with you in the future again. And this is why I was so discouraged about your video, because what if it was me again, but instead of me a month and a half or 2 months ago, what if it was me now?
Should I take it down? Let's take a vote.
That's exactly why I chose to take my video down. That reason right there is exactly why I took my video down. The one I told you about.
So here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing, Tully. Like, it's not a vote. It's so if I put something up, right? Like I did a interview with a ultra lefty progressive group, and all I did was talk fucking. It was a bunch of stay-at-home dudes, right? And all I did was talk toxic masculinity type shit, right? And I did that specifically because I know that those type of people are bleeding heart liberals, and they were gonna try to save me, right, from myself. And now they love me because they always want to connect with me and try to get me to see how I could be more feminine, more feminine about shit, right? Yeah. And how how toxic my belief system is about my manhood, right? And just manhood in general. That interview, if somebody was to see it, would be really bad, probably.
Okay.
But I haven't reached out to them and said, hey, take it down, please. I'll offer you, $200 to take it down or whatever. $100 just to take it down. I haven't done that because it's their creative work. And I would tell you, like, if you want to take it down. But my creative work, when I create a video, it's not up for if you like it, then great. If you don't, then I'll take it down, right? Your work is your work, and like we don't have to agree for you to like still have your opinion. This is one of the things that pisses me off about Yang Gang. There's a bunch of women in particular that will fucking get attacked because they'll say something, right? Or there's a bunch of just different people people that will criticize Yang on a policy, right? And the rest of the Yang Gang will fucking completely attack that person, right? And just tear them limb from fucking limb. And I'm like, dude, this person has the right to their fucking opinion, right? If they don't like a policy that Yang has, you're not gonna make them like it by fucking ripping them.
Yeah,
that only makes people
a rational response.
I think it's better just to point out like the evidence, like rather than just attack. Like, and if they don't take the evidence, then just let it be.
Yeah, the moment you make something personal, they're not going like people's.
They'll fight you harder. When you do that, they go donate money to their candidate's campaign.
That's why every time we have a Yang media blackout, everyone's like, "Fuck, we're gonna donate to the Yang now." That's exactly what happens.
Exactly.
Every time it gets personal, we donate, and that's the same counter argument around.
I'm pretty sure that's in the Art of War, which you was talking about earlier.
Yeah. So like the thing for me is, I'm just like, all I want is a win, and for me, I know that we have to be completely and totally obsessed with that win, and we have to ask ourselves, what do we have to do? And here's the real kicker that we don't really realize. We have to focus on the playbook, not the scoreboard.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right? And we have to be totally obsessed with doing everything that we can and to get him into office. And if at the end of this, if we ask ourselves, could I have given more? The answer is yes. So every single one. So my message for every single one of the Yang Gang is, you don't want to be in a position at the end of this asking yourself, what could I have done different? What could I have given more? That's gonna be a really shitty feeling.
Yeah.
And that's something you're gonna have to live with. Every single one of us is gonna have to live with for 4 years or maybe forever, because we don't know if he's gonna come back, right? There's no guarantee. He might just say, you know what, fuck this, y'all ain't gonna listen, right? And I'm not gonna put my family through this again.
In that case, I'm prepared to support another candidate who will pick up Andrew Yang's entire platform.
Fred,
like Fred says, that's not even an option.
I'll make that candidate if he's not there. I'll go find him and make him.
Fred, are you in your truck?
I'll make Tully that fucking candidate.
Yeah, I'm in my truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite eligible yet, but
You're not eligible? Why?
How many years you got? 4 years? You ain't what, 35? What is it? 35, 34?
I'm 28 right now.
So. Just barely beat me.
Oh, we can get you ready, man.
Here's the thing, right? This is one of the things that I think we ought to get away with. We ought to do away with the age thing, because
motherfucking souls are crushed by the time they get to 35. That's why.
I went on a giant tangent about this earlier.
It's funny. It's funny. You'll see this on the Moving Forward podcast. I said something about, or maybe it was somebody else I was talking to. I was saying something about like, why like people keep saying things like, he doesn't have any experience. And I'm like, okay, so let me get this straight. The people that we have that got us into this mess had 20, 30, and 40 years experience, but we need somebody with 20, 30, and 40 years experience to get us out of it. That is illogical. It doesn't make sense. Number two, right?
Because they got 20, 30 years experience in smoothing over shit with the public for lobbyists.
Yeah, but the thing is you don't get credit as experience as in terms of doing things the wrong way. Like, that's not experience. That's like basically it's minus 20 years.
You're wasting
so
time.
You're not even at 0. You're at minus 20.
That's
right?
why I tell people. That's why I tell
Right?
people they should listen to me, because I supported Barack Obama and he's a fucking winner. If you supported Obama or Trump in the last 12 years, you know how to win, buddy.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So my thing is I'm like, why do we have to suck for 20 years, or 30 years, or 40 years in Joe Biden's case, to prove that we can suck for 8? Right? Why can't we get
Try
like
something new?
Well, not only that, but think of it like this, guys. Think of it like this. If you get elevated to a high position in your prime, like Andrew, that says more about you than if you get elevated. Like, why did it take until you're 70 years old to finally get elevated?
And we're not ageist, okay? Like, we're not, no ageism here. But I do agree. It is questionable.
Like, if you were a good politician and you were smooth with your speech, you could have got in your 40s, like Bill Clinton or fucking Obama.
Yeah.
Some people are slow learners, man.
And the reason why it's not just strictly on age is because, like, Trump is pretty old himself, but
Trump's as old as Bernie, isn't he?
Hey,
but he knew how to
Tully, did you check out that video I did on polling data on why it might be skewed in favor of old ass people with landlines?
I did not. That's somewhat promising.
I sent you that video.
Where do you live?
I know what Matthew's going off of. In regular polls, it's all the older demographic. But there was that one endorsed text that me and Fred and everybody else texted in. Yang was a way higher. So you got to think about all the other variety of polls and how each method is getting to each demographic.
Where do you?
In the video, it has news
Dallas,
reports
right?
of years going years back.
Can you make it to the Atlanta debate?
I'm planning to. In fact, I'd love to chat about that. I want to go, and I want to organize protests. I want 1,000 strong.
Okay, we got you.
So
here's the thing. I want to get covered. I want professional press releases so that they have no choice but to acknowledge the fact that they have been disadvantaging certain candidates, and that's going to lead to greater discussion of Andrew Yang, as well as for readers of said coverage, a renewed consideration of Yang's campaign.
I was talking to somebody about protests the other day. The thing about protests is you got to know that you got to call the media. You know, like you said, doing press releases and stuff. You got to let the media know, because I seen some Yang gangers. I think they went to Santa Monica and they was like, "See, this proves the media is not fucking with us because they didn't cover this." And I'm like, chances are they didn't even know y'all was gonna do that. You know, nobody told them.
So
organizations, they tell the media to make sure that they're at the protest to cover it.
Yeah. So the person that's really good at this is my communications director, Sola, right? But I will kind of hip you to one thing here. The debate is really your effort. I mean, you do what you want, right? But when we go to the debates, our effort is to fuck up the DNC, right?
To show of force.
Yeah.
And what we do, there's a group of people like Alyssa, myself, Boyce, Sola, Mark. There's a group of like 15 to 25 Yang Gang that have been to every single debate and know how to fuck these debates up. Now, not necessarily from inside where the debate is happening, but at the watch parties, at the
pre-debate rallies.
The pre-debate rallies. And basically it's to show out in numbers. And then also one of the things that we got to work on, and we did this probably a week prior to Ohio, we did a war room strategy, right? And so me, Alyssa, and Boyce, and a bunch of other people were like, okay, this is going to be our war room strategy. We're going to do A, B, C, D. We already knew that they were going to try to separate us. We didn't really know that until like 4 or 5 days beforehand. And so what we did is we had people on the ground that were like, okay, this is actually the real debate, right? Or the real debate watch party where the DNC is going to be. So if the DNC is putting on something in Georgia, we, you know, a lot of people are like, we should have our own cush little party with just Yang Gangers, right? I'm 100%. I know Rob in Atlanta wants to do that. Yeah. I am 100% against that. I am go where the DNC people are, where Beto's people is,
right?
Where Warren's people are, where Bernie's people are.
You know why you're right, Fred, is because these watch parties are like pseudo caucuses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Also,
exactly. And then what they do is, let's say you come into this party and you're undecided, because there's a lot of people that are undecided. They just come to the DNC party, right?
Right.
And then they're asking, you know, people have their little Yang Buck things, and people were asking, can I have one of those? Right? And then they see we have 60% of the room, and there's 10 candidates on the stage, right? There's 12 candidates on the stage. So that's problematic. And when we were actually, once Yang called out my name, right? And then everybody was cheering, and then the rest of the candidates, after Yang was done talking, we knew that was the end of the we bounced, and this chick was like, thanks for staying for the rest of the debate. There are other candidates too. And
no matter. Like, I'm all about being nice and cordial, but like that debate was, yeah, no. By the way, Mac is actually coming to Atlanta as well.
Yes.
So he's going to be doing some great stuff as well. So totally.
You guys are going to be so blown away about what I am bringing to the table.
We're essentially.
Tully,
so, yeah.
Tully, did you know I had a proposal to start a network and build a studio here for all the Yang Gang to participate in?
Matt, where are you?
Where do you live, Matt? Oh, LA. Sorry, that looked like a okay. So,
yeah.
A lot of people are in LA and stuff. That's what his point is, and he wants to start like a whole studio, a professional studio.
Tully would be a fucking correspondent, our Dallas correspondent.
Hey, I just want to add in something before we leave this topic entirely. I want to talk about what Fred said about 100% against going somewhere else private. One thing is we cannot give the DNC media any chance to be like, if Yang Gang doesn't show up there, then like what was the biggest other
they're gonna say ain't got no people.
What was the other amount of people? Like, was the Warren supporters the majority?
It was like Warren.
I can tell you, in Ohio, Warren supporters came deep. In Texas, I can tell you this much. In Texas, I did not see not one cocksucking sign, not one Warren shirt.
Well, let's just say this. Say this. Because Biden and Warren are still like the two, top. Now let's just say the Yang Gang doesn't show up and we have our own thing elsewhere. Guess what? That gives them the option to do. Report on the pre-debate stuff and be like, oh yeah, Yang doesn't have a lot of supporters here. Like we need to.
Yeah, I will say that it's gonna be harder to organize just because.
What's gonna be harder to organize?
To like figure out where the debate watch party will be, because they may do the same thing as they did in Ohio, where they're just like splitting it all up, or they like don't tell us till the last minute, because legit we did not know until the day of when the official Democrat debate, the official Democrat watch party was going to be.
Who did you guys find out from?
What we did, what the thing is they had 4 different watch parties. They had the New York Times one. They had some union bullshit. They had this.
Some women thing.
Yeah, they had
here.
And then they had a DNC thing, right? But they were all sponsored by the DNC, right?
Yeah.
And so we were trying to figure out, okay, which one is the real deal? So, basically what we do is we tried to connect with Ohio, but the Ohio Yang Gang was fucked.
Columbus, yeah, they were pretty fucked.
Yeah, the Ohio Yang Gang was fucked. So, one of the
prescriptions.
What? Yeah, they were just splintered all over the place.
They didn't know much. They just didn't know where they, honestly, the people
they weren't organized.
The people that were running the show were me, Boys, Fred, and Kai. Like, I was telling people where to go and like, hey, we're gonna meet here. Let's do it. And that's how we got like the shot with the truck, and that's how we got all this stuff, because I had to just be like the person. So that's the only thing that like I hope in Atlanta.
So
that's what you don't gotta complain about that though. You're taking a leadership role.
No, I love it. I do enjoy it, but I'm just saying that like, you know, that is a thing that may happen. I'm cool.
Well, one of the things that you could consider doing, right, is getting with this new guy.
I did, Max.
Evan. No. I'm talking about the guy that runs fucking the ground. Sean's position. What's this guy? Drew. Okay. Getting with Drew, going on the volunteer call on Tuesday, and say, okay, we're getting ready. We're getting ready for, because he's over all the YGROs. Just, you know, let's say, hey, we're getting ready for Georgia now, right? And I have a group of people that is about 15 to 25 strong that go to every debate, that go to every watch party, and all they do is, like, for example, I don't want to go inside the debate, right?
I don't either, yeah. Who keep asking for
because
like, don't even worry about getting a ticket in there. It's stuffy, it's lame, you can't even talk, it's like whatever.
Yeah. So, and I am needed outside driving the truck anyway, right? The last time I had pointed out, I was like, how do you get a ticket to the debate and not have a law degree? That's my only question, right? Right. So, because all the everybody who gets tickets to the debate, they all have law degrees for whatever reason, right? And so, basically, you get with these people, Drew, and tell them, look, I've got a team. They know what to fucking do. Tell Georgia to just fucking listen to Alyssa voice, right? Because not me. Keep my name out of it, right? Because people don't know what I'm going to do yet, right? Whether you know, if I'm going to go one direction or the other, and the campaign's not going to take over the leadership of the trailer anyway.
Yeah.
So, what is? No, go ahead.
I was going to ask for like some feedback and thoughts on this like umbrella movement. Is everybody behind it? Are there criticisms? What are next steps? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
So here's one of the things we were considering doing. I was considering buying 48 white umbrellas. And because the reason we could do white is you could get black spray paint and create a stencil, right? And let's say there is a pack that I decided to align myself with the Yang trailer. I haven't even paid for the Yang trailer yet, and I probably will refund the GoFundMe money.
Oh wow!
I'll probably just refund it and have one of these packs pay for it, because I don't want to come into the general and have one of Trump's lawyers say, "Well, how the fuck do we know that some of those people weren't in Russia or China or whatever who fucking donated?" Right, which is a legitimate concern.
Okay.
Right, and there's no shortage of money out there. What there is a shortage of is vision. Right.
Yeah.
We need to know, why do we, like, you can't say, hey, I need 100,000 by Tuesday, send another 250 and send that email out 3 times a day, right? And there's only a few people that are going to be able to just do that, right? People are willing to give if they know why they're going to give.
Okay.
Right? So back back to the criticisms of the umbrella.
Okay.
We could utilize the umbrella, spray paint information about Andrew and a specific a pack, and all open our umbrellas at the exact same time in Iowa, right? And then have a drone guy. I'm considering meeting somebody in California. I'm in California now. I'm considering meeting somebody in California and then having them drive to Iowa with me, doing a documentary on what I do, how I do it, right? In terms of like engaging people, right? I've had videos of Boyce had he had this one big truck full of money, right? Where I was like talking to another trucker from the Ivory Coast. He's a citizen. He's actually in Dallas. Actually, I should probably give you his contact information because he's actually not registered, right? He's in Arlington. But he was like, yes, I'm not registered yet, right? So we could actually create a video that basically says, give to such and such pack, fuck the media, Andrew's the man, whatever we want to put on these umbrellas. This is something, and then have a drone shot. This guy does drone shots. The guy that may be coming with me.
I think he is coming. Yeah.
Have a drone shot from above.
Yeah.
And it would totally fuck shit up.
Yeah, no, that's what I've always imagined is like a drone shot of just a crowd, a sea of umbrellas. I didn't know.
Or we could do a Truckers for Yang. We could do a Truckers for Yang media blackout. So umbrellas usually have 6 portions or 8 portions, right? So you could do like Truckers for Yang, a pack, Yang media blackout, let Yang speak, right?
Uh-huh.
And it has to be shit. It has to be stuff that's not actually.
It would be hella dope if you got different colors and you was able to arrange everybody in the shape of Andrew Yang's face and then get a shot from a drone.
That's kind of what I want, but like,
that would be viral.
I want to
There's not going to be enough. I don't think there's going to be enough people to do that. I really love that idea.
You do it. Well, if we get to the point where we have like 1,000 or something, that's honestly.
Yeah.
I really would like to do that idea with a marching band, like at a college somewhere. It'd be fucking sick.
Yeah, I think right now because
Alyssa should have a flash mob at the DNC watch party.
Yeah, let's do it
with the dancing.
Atlanta. Oh my god, definitely.
Oh my god, Alyssa, do it.
That shit would be like good TV, man.
I was like, bring my K-pop and everything.
You gotta get a bunch of people though. Like I don't know how many dancers you need for a flash mob. What, like 30, something like that.
As many as you can get, honestly. I mean, probably minimum's like 10, and then it goes up to But
I haven't seen nobody do that in a minute. It's been a minute.
And then another thing we're trying to do in Atlanta, right? We want to see if we there's a lot of shit to do. So this is a huge thing that I would love to see happen is a rapper pool party, mansion after party. Like, okay, so we go to like T.I.'s house or fucking or 2 Chainz's house with Andrew, right? And I
love it.
We shoot a video with like us with fucking T.I. and
bring it back. Bring it back.
I know. See, this is why we have to rein Fred in every now and again. But okay, so yes,
dude, I know. I obviously that was amazing. Is that within the realm of possibility?
Exactly. Listen. Anything's possible. I know, Fred. Like anything's possible. We're gonna work on some stuff here. However,
Fred make the trucks happen. So holy shit.
Yeah,
that was you organizing that, right, Fred?
What's that? The truck?
You organized the trucks, right?
Yeah. So I organized the truck with
who Quintus, Sola, and
never mind. Go on. You can keep on. You can keep on.
Yeah, I organized the truck. Sola didn't do any of the work in terms of organizing the truck. Where Sola has came in is once we got the truck done, she's came in on the back end of like the New York Times, getting them a press release, the PBS, getting them a press release. She's on a lot of these calls, and we kind of have like safe words, so to speak, where like she will redirect and make sure I don't say, you know what, fuck Joe Biden and fuck Bernie Sanders too, and I'm tired of that dumb fucking cunt, fucking Warren talking all that fucking shit like she knows what the fuck she's talking about.
You don't want to say all that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go there.
Exactly.
Even if it does come from the heart, it's, you know.
All right, we're gonna bleep all that out, right?
I guess. Okay, so I'll make it work.
That's the whole segment.
One step at a time, because listen,
we're not gonna put this out. This content.
Honestly,
right?
this is gonna be like exclusive. Like oh god.
This is private.
But I will say this: if you are
totally
on the Sunday at like 8 p.m., we are gonna have an official just talking about the umbrella movement exclusively. And you know, if you're available around that time, that'd be dope. But just one step at a time.
Who's in on that?
People that you see here, Fred, maybe Matthew, me.
Yeah. So one of the things we're gonna start doing. One of the things we're gonna start doing is we're gonna start doing a Sunday 8 p.m. Eastern meeting every week.
Oh, so it'll be like 7 p.m. for you.
Yeah. So that we can kind of just move our thoughts and ideas. And if we have something, because a lot's going to be happening with Truckers for Yang, and then the Yang media with Tom the Connector and JB the Movement, right?
Yeah.
That's the Yang Gang Nation.
Yeah, that Yang.
Ooh.
Yeah, that Yang Gang Nation, right?
Yeah, I watched it today. They're getting better.
Okay, yeah. So, and then also that'd be a way to also do more outreach, like not just political, but you know, my field is like art and you know specifically music and K-pop and stuff. Like also try to like actually set up like just even if it's like a small system, but like a system where we can get just a certain amount of keyboard warriors to go out. And I would do it, but go out even if it's through like YouTube comment sections, like going out and not spamming, but like just having conversations with people, DMing people that, you know, you may like get a hint of like, okay, maybe they would be interested in Yang. Here's a Yang policy that's not exclusively UBI that would help artists because he's so for artists and of course for, you know, volunteering and parenthood and all that stuff. But a lot of people don't know that because partially it's because during these debates and during these interviews on CNN and Fox, he just can't get all that stuff in. So it really does leave that responsibility on us to really get that out there to the average people. So that's the one thing I have to.
And then another thing you've got to think about, right? And me and Matt were talking about this, right? We were like, we love Tully, but he's late to the party, right? When I mean he's late.
Wait, when did you get into Yang, Tully?
He's fresh meat. Yeah,
you're fresh meat. So the thing is if you'd have been here 6 months or a year from now, you would have seen how fucked we were then,
right?
Right. and how like everybody the media is trying to like trying to quell this motherfucker, but everywhere he goes and every time he talks, everybody's like, holy shit, what is he talking? Like, who the fuck is this guy? Right? Yeah. And the worst, the shit on the ground you see and what you see on the news, like when you come to it, if you come to Atlanta,
we have an Airbnb for you, so we can.
Yeah,
Matt,
that is happening.
That is Mac. Tully, you're all invited. Tom's invited. Sujit. We're gonna have a celebration for his birthday on the November 19th.
Do we have to? I'm just asking, just so I'm aware. Like, someone has the Airbnb. Are we pitching in like something for them?
Oh no, it'd be. And this is. I'm not gonna put this out now because it's recorded, but it will be from Humanity Forward. So Rob, my partner, he works closely with Seth and all that. That's how we got the Airbnb at Ohio.
Gotcha.
So we're gonna have one of those things. So it's totally free for all of us. It's from them. So
what a gang.
Anyways, continue, Fred. Sorry.
No. I was gonna say. So what you're gonna see is, and a lot of people when they get frustrated, I'm like, dude, come to the ground game and watch. Like, come to a debate and watch how these other supporters. And then I get out there and I'll be like, I point at these other groups, right? And I'll be like, these other supporters, right? They don't believe in their candidate. They're not passionate.
They're bought.
Right?
Those are bought.
They're bought and paid for. I'm like, look at Steyer's people. Steyer's people, every single one of them has the exact same shirt. Same color. They got one shirt.
I have never, ever met one Steyer, Beto O'Rourke, Klobuchar. I've never met one single person who supports them.
That's what you do when you're a big dollar candidate. When you're a big dollar candidate, you pay for shuttles to come pick all your people up. All they got to do is sign up online. They'll show up, swoop you up. They'll feed you, give you a T-shirt, give you merch for free, get you out there and make sure.
Or if they're a warrant, they'll just take it back from you after you're done. But
hey, you know what we should do? Hey, you know what we should do?
She's being frugal.
Hey, honestly, what we should do is we should
have a big ass barbecue everywhere we go.
We should send a fucking plant, right? We should send a plant into the Steyer network.
Oh,
right?
They would know it. They would know that it's us. Come on now. That would be amazing.
No, how would they know?
Okay. Well, okay. It depends on how you, when and where. What are you thinking of? I know, Mac. We're getting. We'll go back to
I'm just thinking.
Jesus.
No, and record it. Just say, hey, just record it and say, hey, I'm going to actually just say, hey, one of the things I was thinking about doing is actually get involved. Just have a fresh person, right? Start a YouTube channel, right? From zero, right? And say, hey, I was thinking about, I don't like Donald Trump. I was thinking about getting involved in the in this DNC primary. And they just have a bunch of cards, right, out, and they say, hey, these cards are laid out, and say, I'm going to pick one, and whichever one I pick, that's the one I'm going to go with, right? And they know who it is, right? But it's just a game. So they pick the card, oh, shit, Tom Steyer. So they're like, okay, I'm going to support Tom Steyer. I'm going to go to the events. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, right? I'm going to find out, and then that person goes to fucking Atlanta and records everything, right? Records everything, say, hey, we're here with Tom Steyer, we're at this Tom Steyer event, just acting like it's fucking great. And then after the whole thing, they're just like, yeah, I was just trying to see what it was like to buy an election.
Oh my God. Yo. Okay. I would definitely love that. Mind you, Atlanta's in a month, so, but as somebody that was that dedicated, that'd be amazing.
Or yeah, I could bring an extra sign on top of what I'm already doing, and you know what I'm doing, Alyssa. Walk over to the other group holding a sign that says, I wasn't paid to be here.
That sounds more like a comedy skit. You would have to do that in a satirical manner with actors and shit. But it would be funny as hell and could go viral.
It would be. Okay.
I wouldn't do an actual expose on
you get sued, I think, if you actually went in and disclose how they do stuff. But yes, it would be a satirical thing. Wow. Okay. So
that's funny though.
Basically,
did we do that?
I think that's kind of like how Tully did that video where people didn't really have choices, or he was like, "I'm gonna take away some of your choices."
That was the fucking.
If they had to choose cards, but everything was the same, it's like you want Democrat, Democrat light, Democrat fucking old, Democrat XL,
sugar free,
diet, whatever kind of establishment Democrat you want. You can't have nothing else though.
That was your best video that you've ever done. Dude.
That shit was hilarious. I love that. That was a perfect. The
It was really
perfect way to show people, you know what I'm saying, what's going on when the media covers people like unfairly.
And that really is like
unequally.
the essential like message of the umbrella movement, not only here but like in China. Like you can't, like when you just choose your candidate for your people, it's not gonna work out. We can't let
Well, speaking of this umbrella movement, I don't think anybody has considered that this may cause an international incident.
How so?
It's like China like influencing our elections, like that we're talking about?
No, China influences all our businesses. Look at the NBA.
Oh, you're saying China could try to quash it or in some way?
They might have very hostile feelings towards
retaliation from China.
Well, they would accuse Americans of meddling in their elections now.
Well, so here's the thing. Hold on.
That's their argument. That's their argument against.
Wait. Let's talk for a moment.
I lived in China for 5 years.
I know, that's why I wanted to ask you that.
I was an hour away when the umbrella movements began in 2014. In fact, my mom called me at 3 a.m. I was in China, and she was like, I pick up the phone. I was like, what the hell? Is everybody okay? Like, I'm waiting for her to tell me like my aunt died or something. And then she's like, don't go to Hong Kong. And
shit.
So anyway, listen, they're already saying, like wall-to-wall coverage, they're saying that the United States is involved.
Right.
In fomenting unrest in Hong Kong right now.
Right.
They're already saying that. So that can't get worse, all right? And in terms of retaliating with assets,
it can get worse. Have you heard of the Thucydides trap?
Yes, I've heard of the Thucydides trap. It's not destiny per se, but
I gotta bounce, guys.
All right, peace, Fred.
All right, bye.
Tully, keep your head up, right? And just know that what we're saying that happens on the ground, like it's not bullshit. Like motherfuckers, like when you get to Atlanta, you're gonna have a sense of peace. You're gonna see how you're gonna see how we wreck shit. And
it's just the poll numbers that are just like concerning. That's really that was the point. Like it's just not like the polls are not showing it, which is like weird. But you're right. People are being exposed to us. So
yo, Fred. Yeah. Can I get a 30-second video endorsement from you for the umbrella movement, like on Twitter? Tweet at me.
Oh.
Yes, you can.
Let's do that. Yeah, that's another thing. Like if like PSP are passing.
So I think what I'll do.
It would just go off, but they don't know.
I think what I will do is I will do that right after this, right?
Okay. Just a 30-second, like, just explain it really quickly. Put on the hashtag because other people are calling for this. Then it starts to become real. If it's just like if somebody looks up umbrella time and it's like all it's just like totally up and down.
Okay, what's
like, so there's one crazy guy.
So do this. Send me a text message. Hold on, I think I've got you in my contacts here.
Yeah.
Right. Hold on 1 second. Tully.
I have you on Facebook. No, I don't.
Okay, what's your cell phone number?
I don't have one at the moment. I don't have service because I left it when I left. Like I have to get a new one, plan.
From Rhode Island.
All right. So I think I will just do the.
Just why don't you just message me on Twitter?
That's what I'll do. Yeah, that's exactly what I'll do.
What do you want? Like kind of talking points or?
Yeah. Just. What the fuck?
Bullet points.
Mac, same to you, brother.
Oh yeah. Have a good old time. Yeah, I'll remind Mac too. Yeah, it's really simple.
And help me call on.
I do have umbrellas in my chat, my Twitch, the Twitter now because of you.
Hold on. Tully.
Awesome.
Shaving with Tully. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how to get to freaking Carden and Cody. They're in the chat, but like obviously they're busy as heck. And I
all right, there it is. Send it this way.
Send you what?
Yeah, send it to me on Twitter.
What exactly should I send you?
Just tell me what to say and what hashtag.
Okay, sounds good. We'll do.
Okay.
All right. Just tell me, a general of what to
And
say.
then let the
and what
emojis near your username. I'll remind Fred as well. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'll make the video right now, actually.
All right.
Okay,
I'll write something real quick.
Woo!
All right. Actually, I think I'll do it on YouTube.
All right.
Oh, even
Right?
better. You can
That way, it hits my YouTube and my Twitter.
Okay.
I have like 2,000 subscribers, so congratulations, Fred. I remember you were at like 700 at some point. I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah, I was only at like 300, and then I started making videos.
That's why I told you. I'm like, listen, you just sit down and like even just eat a cheeseburger, talking about like what you think about whatever today. People are gonna watch because people like you. You're super charismatic, and it is what it is.
Aw, thank you. Talk to you later.
Bye. Good night.
Bye, Fred.
All right, later.
I'm gonna be texting him. So
Yeah, you can pay attention to that. Obviously, we're a chatty group, so we can definitely chat. Just tell me when you want to jump in. But yes, so let me just start with Yangapalooza because it's in a freaking week, and I know Mac and Mac, you're not gonna come, but the plan that Fred had is to bring those umbrellas there at Yangapalooza. I believe he's going to just keep it simple and do, the 48 white umbrellas. I want him to do, like, different colors as well. And, at least, but he's going to try to do it simple at first. And then we can...
Can I interrupt you for one moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, just want to point out, everybody owns an umbrella.
I do, too. Yeah, it's really cute.
I actually just bought a black umbrella, not for the reason. But
it was raining as hell.
I don't. I live in California.
Okay.
Oh, see.
Okay. Well, the majority of people own umbrellas. If there's an event that's already in the planning stages, you just send a message out to everybody and say, "Hey, bring your umbrella. We're going to take some aerial photos." And
the only thing with that is
I'm still here.
Yeah, the only thing with that is if it's not uniform, it's gonna look really white trash.
I don't think it needs to be like.
I don't think so because I think
we have to control the message. We have to control
think
the message and make our message very clear.
Yeah.
So that's because when
but people are gonna be painting. People are gonna be like, what we want to do is stencil the umbrellas with spray paint, right?
Well, you can have like the core.
It really doesn't matter what you put on the umbrellas. They're gonna get the message.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. I know he's focused on the drone portion, like the video aspect. Listen, if you just have the court people that have all the designs or whatever in the middle, then have like the people that have their own umbrellas, like on the in the border, like on the outline. That would be good too. It's like, oh, okay. Some people are doing their own thing outside, but the core is like.
But why? I don't understand. I don't understand why you would bring an umbrella in Iowa in November.
That's the point. It's not supposed to be like, oh wow, this is why they're having umbrellas.
The thing is
democracy, Fred. That's why.
Oh my god.
I know I guess what I'm saying is if you're gonna bring umbrellas, right? It's just to me, it makes sense to have them all one color. If you want to have them purple, you can have them purple, right? Then you'd have to use white. And last night we were going through if you did certain things in white, they look with white spray paint, they kind of look terrible. But with the black spray paint, you can do the math face,
right here.
And it actually looks decent.
So
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
To me, if you want something that looks really professional,
aesthetically pleasing.
Yes, especially because if we're gonna be throwing a pack at this, like the people.
Oh, that's what you're thinking of. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about people that were going to give me 100, 150, 500,000, you know, 2 million. Give us $2 million to do shit with.
I just don't want like to turn anybody away if they like bring their own umbrella. Like, oh, you can't use that. You know, that's the only thing. That's the only thing. But
no, just
all I don't want your pocket change.
No. All we have to say is we are. You just say. You don't really even have to say anything, right? All we have to do is bring our umbrellas and spray paint them and tell people this is what we're doing. Take this umbrella, and when we tell you to open it, open it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we can get it done in a week, that'd be great. If you have all the umbrellas, and make sure like that they get that they're there on, you know.
So here's the thing.
We can do that.
Feng Yang.
Oh my god, I love Pang. Yeah, I have his number. I know that's the thing. I have his number, Pang. He's the new staff actually for Iowa or Des Moines. Yeah, he works for the campaign at the moment. And he pretty much told me like the timeline of what's gonna happen on November 1st, which is basically gonna be like there's actually gonna be a rally on at noon, and that's gonna last until 4. I think Ye's gonna be there. And then after this, you know, mini rally, they're gonna march from wherever they are to the Wells Fargo Arena to the Liberty and Justice celebration. And then from there, like I know there's only a limited like seating situation, but after that, then there's an after party with Yang as well. I think all that stuff is free. So
you mean in Yangapalooza?
Yeah, that's the Yangapalooza, like what it's described right there. So I'm thinking do the umbrella thing. It'd be cool to do it obviously during the rally and the March to the Liberty and Justice celebration, because that's when all of the people are gonna be at, you know. And the press will definitely be there, and we can call some people in advance too. But yeah, so that's Yangapalooza. And then afterwards, then there's gonna be an after party, and Fane's gonna try to get karaoke as well. Honestly, we're gonna try to have karaoke.
I can't wait.
And I know. But yeah. So,
at the after party, right? If you can get a message to the campaign that we want to do. All right, yeah, I gotta get this video done.
Okay, all right. I sent the message. Sent the message now.
And then I gotta crash.
Yeah, get some sleep.
Yeah, get some driving to do tomorrow, I'm sure.
All right, man.
All right, I just sent it to you.
All right, cool.
All right, Fred. Yeah, just let us know if you need anything else. Text, call, whatever. And these meetings tend to be kind of sporadic, like just random, but the official one will be on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Does that work for you, Tully? Or we can adjust if you need, because I mean,
maybe
I have a random meeting in the morning where I smoke weed when I wake up. So if anybody wants to come to that.
Yeah, he'll
It's not a serious meeting. It's just I just hang out and smoke.
I haven't been to one yet. I want to go. I want to come at some point. But yeah, so
it's just
that
random.
I know. Does that work for you, Tully? Like maybe like you know, your time, 7 p.m. or
yeah, that works fine. That works fine. Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday.
Is anybody on Call of Duty Mobile?
Sunday.
Sorry, Matt. What?
Is anybody on Call of Duty Mobile?
No.
That game, but no. What?
Okay, so Tully.
Yeah.
This is like way too involved.
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm gonna do is just say the Yang Media blackout, MSNBC and CNN are leaving Yang out of things.
It's not just Yang. It's Tully, Bernie, and to a certain extent Marianne. But you know, she's not really in
Yeah.
Oh, they hate Marianne.
I'll just shorten it up. Just because
I love her.
It's late, and I'm gonna have a hard time remembering a shit ton of this stuff.
Yeah, no problem. Totally.
All right.
Just remember the part about
hang the umbrella.
Yeah, the calls to action is the most important thing. Tell everybody to get that on their name, and to start organizing their local Yang gangs in real life. And what I'm gonna do soon is we'll chat on Sunday, come up with a specific day, and I'm thinking maybe we'll have like a nationwide, like everybody go out at a certain time, get the umbrellas up, get photos, and all send them to like a central, area, and we can do like a collage of the photos or something. And then from there we can continue to organize. One of the most important things that I want to get done with this is get the Yang gang out to meet each other in real life. So
Yeah.
that we can organize further in real life actions.
Yes. Yeah. Online bubble. It's not even just anybody's fault.
So Tully.
Yeah.
You like where you live. Dallas has these fucking dope ass fucking phone banking parties where they have phone banking parties and then they record them. And Dallas rocks, bro.
I mean, I don't particularly like to phone bank, but I have met them and they are pretty cool just in general. So
please connect me, Alyssa.
Yeah, I'll let them know to hit you up for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
We're still gonna be up here for just final thoughts or whatever else. Bye, Fred. Okay, he's gone. Oh, yeah. As you can see, there's a lot of things we have in store. But the two major things are, I mean, the UBI march is obviously in a couple of days, but that's a thing in itself. But when it comes to Yang and all that, it's Yangapalooza and then Atlanta. So. Yeah, I think that Fred's really gonna buy those umbrellas, the white ones, and then people will design them, and we'll have that. And yeah, just like you said, like getting people like engaged just in person, and like we were talking earlier, like listen, some people are maybe like socially like very like awkward or like they have anxiety, or some people are disabled so they can't really get out there. But just having those steps, like maybe they can like join in on like a Zoom thing like this, or just making sure people are continually getting out of their shell, because I mean you talked about this, but the internet is super it's designed to make people stay in like whatever bubble they're in. Like it rewards like recommending the same stuff that you like, and then you're just like the same stuff, you're subscribing to the same people, especially in the Yang gang, like the same. Like I probably have the same subscribers as you, Tully. Like honestly, we all have like most of us have like 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, but see, like if you notice my videos, like my videos are targeted towards non-Yang gang people.
Yes,
Matt, like my videos, like I got like 7,000 subscribers. How do I get 300,000 views on a video or 100,000 views on a video? That means I'm not getting the hardcore Yang gangers that are my subscribers. So I always try to aim to do that. Like
my demographic is aimed towards the Republican side. So I'm trying to convert other like the Bernie and Warren one, but like my demographic here is Trump supporters. That's who I'm targeting, going after.
Yeah, he's in an area where and he's Mac is going on.
Well, I feel like we got like a 100% type of attitude towards getting voters. We'll go after anybody. I do. Trump voters,
Alyssa,
Warren voters, Bernie voters. I go after them all.
As soon as
good case.
As soon as my skates get in here, the glowy ones. Assuming the weather is not bad, it doesn't prematurely snow in Ohio, which is kind of likely to. As long as if it's cold, I'll deal with it. But there's clean streets here, so I'll get my luminous wheels on. I'll get my LED stuff that I sent you a message of today. I'll go canvassing out because it's college town. There's a lot of young voters here. Yeah. I'll just skate around. But as a performer, I've noticed is if you draw attention to yourself, it naturally brings people towards you. So
yeah. Listen, when I was doing the National Yang Gang Day, which I think was pretty good, but I had
rappers wear chains and shit and gold teeth and stuff.
Oh yeah, you couldn't tell me that if some dude was walking, if some dude was flying past. I'm sorry, Tully.
What were you saying, Alyssa?
Yeah, when I was doing National Yang Gang Day, I had two the dollar bills, the $1,000, both-sided foam bores. Just like 3 people were with me. It's Delaware, so it's small. Not a lot of Yang Gang people, but there were 3, or me included, so 2 other ones that came, and I knew exactly where to go because I grew up in a college town as well. It's University of Delaware is like the the college in Delaware, and a very like city like urban, and we would just stay mainly on like a corner, hold those things up, and we have some other signs as well. And like a lot of people like knew Yang and like were honking their horn like, oh my god, Yang gang. Like I was shocked at how how many people did know him. Obviously it's more urban, so the Yang supporters usually tend to skew younger and like people that are more into technology in the college town area. But still like out of the interaction that we did have, 70% were like Yang, Yang gang, they knew us. And like 20% was like Trump, if somebody just yelled, oh, Trump, or like whatever. And that was it. There's one Harris supporter that we actually talked to one-on-one. I think we kind of yanked him a little bit. But no Biden, no Warren. It was just either Yang or Trump. So that, to me, that showed that like, okay, people want that outsider, or people want somebody so different to your support, or they have a reaction to. So that's what my takeaway from that was. And of course, those like $1,000 bills are super attractive anyways. Like how can you ignore somebody that has $1,000 bill, and that's another way to get people's attention. But yeah.
No, as Matthew was saying, like, the rappers have like the gold chain and stuff. Like you couldn't tell me, especially in a college town, if some dude was flying by you at like a nighttime with glow-in-the-dark roller skates, LED fans with that say like Andrew Yang on them, like they wouldn't be at least curious to come and be like, what are you doing? Like, what is this about?
Yeah. So yeah, essentially Matt does a couple of things. He's a performer and he, has
That's
a lot.
Up.
Yeah, he
looks like a performer. Like
I'm a circus / like LED performer.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So
yeah, I'm not. I don't know. I get so tempted to tell you guys because it's our little inner circle, but I especially like I don't want to reveal it because it's gonna be such a big thing, and I don't want it to be leaked.
Oh man, no, it's okay. But the reason why he's gonna be at, oh sorry. The reason why he's gonna be in Atlanta because obviously it's gonna be lit, and then because we'll have the truck and perhaps the meme museum again, like the truck with like the digital memes rotating. And it's going to be kind of like a parade. So, like, it blew my mind when I was in Westerville or whatever, Columbus.
Westerville, yep.
Yeah, it really blew my mind of how, like, the truck, obviously the Yang, Truck is for Yang, truck was going, like, back and forth. And, like, that was obviously the biggest vehicle there. And it was just, like, really, like, the Yang supporters were not the majority, but we covered a lot of ground. Like, there was obviously some Trump, there was some Warren, and some Sanders. It was really crowded, but we really took over. So I think that if we could just turn these pre-debate rallies, especially in Atlanta, into just like our own little parade, kind of like assuming that he already has won. That's why people. And I don't think you should delete your video, Tully. I don't think so personally. I didn't get offended. But
I already deleted it.
You already? Oh well, okay. I mean, I get it.
Thank you, Tully.
Yeah. Like as someone who was like growing, like,
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
I said someone who got into Trump was like a fraction was because of you, Tully. Like that hit me into a core. Like,
wait, what?
I said like that hit me kind of to the core when I seen that video posted by you because you were one of the people who I grew into the Yang gang with when I first.
So seeing the same person saying that he doesn't think that he can win.
Yeah, like if you seen True Blood, you're the one who made him a Yang vampire. So for you to do that,
just have the weirdest references. Yeah, I
watch a lot of nerdy shit.
I guess that's I do too. Well, I guess that's the difference. I've been on this, boat since like March. So anytime like anything like that comes up, I'm like, oh, okay, let's see what they have to say. But Mac just got into Yang like literally like 2 months ago, not even that. So I can see why it can be kind of like, what? Like he's not gonna win.
I guess my point was more or less the fact that like, what if like someone like me is now catching up to speed and is researching, and then he sees Tully's older videos, like and then they go to the recent one, and all of a sudden like, oh, doom and gloom.
Well, that's how I came to my decision to pull my one video that was actually constructive criticism down. But anyway, I pulled it down because people were like seemed like so hurt by it, and then like comments were still rolling in from other videos, and they didn't see that one yet. And they're like, oh, Matt, you're like, people like you are going to get Andrew Yang elected. You know what I'm saying? You inspired me to go out and do this and this and that. And then I look at that in contrast with, damn, if they see the new one, they might not want to do that shit. So I was like, yeah, let me go take that down,
Right. I can see. Tully's is very passionate. He's very concerned. I get it. I really do. No, I really do get it. And maybe because I really come from a background who like I'm very pessimistic myself, so I understand. But I'm like at a point where like I know he's gonna win. It's just like right now we're just putting the pieces in the puzzle. So it's like the end goal I already know is 9, but it's just a matter of like how we're gonna do it, and that's why. Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah, see, the thing you got to realize, what I had to realize is everybody assumes that the campaign has everything fucking figured out.
No, I don't think
Andrew Yang is so smart. You just assume that kind of right off. You're like, the campaign must have everything covered. And then you get on the inside and you start to realize, maybe they don't have everything covered. So
that's a good point. Hey, Tully,
what you need to do instead of get discouraged by that is jump in that and become a leader and fill the voids. That's what I started doing when I jumped in, was I started filling voids that I thought the campaign was having. And if we all do that, we get stronger. But you gotta look at it from that perspective. They're human too. They don't got everything figured out. And maybe you are one of the people that can help them fucking figure it out. I think you are.
Well, this is a good point. Like, what do you envision, Tully, right now? Like, what do you think is like the most likely outcome next year?
Tully is a revolutionary.
I really want to know. Like,
listen, everybody. If there isn't a radical change in real life participation of people who are Yang Gang supporters, he will not win. He will not be top 3. Right. And I envision that it will be Elizabeth Warren, and she will probably lose to Trump in the Electoral College.
I
think we'll have.
Yes, definitely lose. Yes. Okay. So getting people on the ground. I agree. Like, even I have mixed feelings on the polls, but whether they're, questionable how they're conducted or whatever, I know, like, when I talk to people in real life, like, that's like their one thing. It's like, oh, well, he's not polling as high, or, it's only single digits. It's like, I'm kind of shocked that he's not hit like double digits at this point, even with the blackout and everything. Like, you would think if we did have a strong.
Well, that's why you got to watch my video. I show you exactly why he's not polling double digits right now. Nobody likes to listen to me sometimes, but I'm kind of like the Andrew Yang campaign. I'm like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? look at what's coming, man. We also have to plan for it too.
We also have to remember that Trump wasn't also an outsider, and they originally didn't want him at first, and he jumped from like seventh in the polls, or 7% in the polls, to first in the polls in a span of a week. So things can drastically change.
Yeah. Do you know what happened though? Have you seen The Great Hack? Do you know who Brittany Kaiser is?
No.
Yeah, you should see The Great Hack.
Watch that on Netflix and understand who Brittany Kaiser is. She used to work for the Obama campaign. She was an intern. Cambridge Analytica hired her. Cambridge Analytica took all this data, and she's the one who synthesized it in the messages that will win Trump the election. Watch the documentary. They'll show you how they did it. The UK is talking about maybe what they did might be considered weaponized misinformation.
Yeah, that documentary is really good. It came out like 4 months ago, but it does explain like how not just in the election, but how
that shit'll teach you about how new elections is run these days.
Not even that, but just like Black Lives Matters as well, like just a lot of different things, how the internet has definitely influenced, and Trump spent a lot of money on that stuff. And again, that's one of the things like he doesn't
look, these fools were so cold. They would start a Black Lives Matter protest, and they would also start the counter protest.
Yes,
just to divide and they did this in little key districts to win certain seats and all kind of bullshit. They worked for Ted Cruz at first, and then Donald Trump hired them.
The more you know. Yeah, it gets kind of crazy. Boy, oof.
I gotta go to bed, everybody.
Yeah, you get.
Anything else?
Any other like final questions, comments, or concerns about anything? No. Okay. Yeah. So listen, I definitely understand, where you're coming from, and listen, keep doing your thing, like keep pushing it. I support you fully, and like, well, honestly, I think like just be as honest as you possibly can, because I don't want anybody to get delusional. So, I I don't want anybody to delusional.
I want to add in, and just as you know, even me, I only have like 200 subscribers, so I'm like probably one of the smallest in the pack here. But as content creators, we really need to push or keep the passion up for Yang, because if any of us start to show okay, we obviously in 4 to 6%, like there's gonna be some doubtful days. Like we're gonna be like, is this gonna all be worth it because of this? So we're allowed to have those thoughts and feelings. But I feel like as the content creators and one of the leaders, because what Yang says, like the Yang gang is his superpower, and
hold on. I hear you, Mac. I hear everything you're saying, but humans are trainable creatures. We are just like pigeons. We like that good positive feedback, and as a result, this includes all creators. So the majority of creators are putting out content that's always rainbows and sunshine, and sometimes it can lead to irrational exuberance and a false sense of complacency. So we need to be spreading the message that, like, yes, you're right, we have a responsibility, a social responsibility in the Yang Gang to stay positive, but we also need to promote realism and explain to people he can win, but only the fuck if everybody is involved in pitching.
I was actually just about to lead into that because I was just about to say, like, we can be real with them, like, hey, like guys, like we need to step up, because it's not so rainbow and sunshine in terms of the campaign. But like and this is just the vibe I got from watching your video. It almost seems like you seem defeated, and that's what hit me to the core. It wasn't like, oh yeah, it's doom and gloom. However, if we pump these numbers up this way, we can do this. Or if we approach it this way, we'll say a better shot. So see, like, it more or less, like, it didn't seem like it was more ended on a positive note. Like, you can be real and you can bring in the doom and gloom, but like, be like, guys, this isn't gonna be possible unless we do that. Like, you know where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to really get at.
I know you have to go to sleep, Tully, but what made you do that video? Like, what kind of, like, set you off? I want to know. Was it, like, kind of making...
All right, I'm back.
I've been watching the polls daily since May.
Okay.
Hey, so quick question.
Yeah?
Before I bounce, so I put the video out on YouTube, right?
Okay.
You'll probably, if you're subscribed to my channel, you'll see it.
How long is it?
It's gonna take about 30 minutes to an hour to upload, maybe.
How long is the video?
It's like 3 minutes and 12 seconds.
Okay, cool. If you do post a video that's under 2 minutes and 20 seconds, you can take it directly to Twitter, and then the Twitter will favor content that is like inside the Twitterverse, so it'll go more viral.
Okay, cool.
But I will definitely promote the YouTube video.
Yeah. I'm probably not gonna get to it till tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you probably have to go to sleep. Actually, it's probably better, because if you like post it like during like that noon, like maybe earlier, but that's
earlier the better.
Been about.
Yeah, so. Get that rest, Fred. Nobody wants to see a game wreck.
Yeah, an emancipated, Fred. Video. We appreciate you. Okay, yeah, we're about to bounce. We all have to go to sleep and everything, or I guess.
Oh, not me.
Gonna work. He does the night shifts. But yeah, guys, no, I really appreciate you coming here. You guys are amazing. Trust me. You guys are doing great work, and I love listening to everybody's perspective. And just yeah, we got this. It's gonna take a lot of work, of course, but
thanks, Alyssa.
No problem, guys. No problem.
Thank you for the encouragement, for connecting everybody. You're doing a huge service to the entire Yang Gang. You're central. You got your hands in.
I appreciate it. Really, guys. Thank you.
Keep up the good work, Tully. Really.
Thank you, Mac. Feel free to come on the channel for a collab.
Woo!
Oh, hey, I'd love to. Me and Alyssa just did a collab last night.
Yeah.
I saw.
Oh, wow.
Oh, did you watch that?
I watched like 12 minutes of it.
I'm about to say that shit was long.
Oh yeah, no. We by the end of the 2 hours, we're like, you're a true hardcore game. If you make it a 2 hours.
We're talking about LARPing and all this. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Okay.
Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on Twitter.
All right, I'll send you a thing on Twitter.
Good night, everybody.
All right.
Peace out.
Bye.